You found the Live Local Marketing Podcast, where business owners share their knowledge about what's working in the market today. No fluff, just their experiences and stories from people who are making it happen. And if authentic, practical marketing resonates with you, be sure to visit livelocalwarmmarketing.com and learn to grow your business on warm marketing referrals. Now, on to the show. Welcome. Thanks for joining us for the Live Local Marketing Podcast. Today, we are with Swire. Sir, how are you feeling today?
I'm doing well, Billy. Thanks for having me on today.
Absolutely. We're going to do a little background, talk about who you are, and then get right into the questions. So Swire was born and raised in Hong Kong, immigrated to LA in 1996, a proud Asian American who speaks Cantonese, Mandarin, and English, trained as a sound engineer, working in recording studios, entertainment industries, before starting his own firm, Hellman Production, in 2003. Swire and his team successfully produced attractive personalized DVDs, CD cases, customized merchandise, t-shirts, earning SCORE awards in 2009 for small business success. His business eventually grew so popular, he decided to sell Hellman Production in 2013 and focus exclusively on promotional product industry. And that's a lot of stuff. You've been hustling, that's for sure. All right, sir, are you ready for the questions?
Yes, I'm ready.
All right, talk to us about your first win.
I thought about this for a little bit before I coming on. So I would go back to the first business, Hellman Production. It was about 6 to 9 months after we started the company. One day I started getting a call. The customer said, he has a friend who ordered from us. They were having a good experience. So he wanted to order from me without me actually selling them. So that was my first referral from a customer.
Okay.
So why is it a big win? Because, we are all hustling out there, as you were saying. But until you actually do something right, people actually like you, then you receive a referral. Because if you're always going out there and everyone hated you, chances are you're not going to get so much referral. So I think as a business, especially a starting out business, getting my first referral is a really big win for me. And it changes a lot the way that I see customer. It's not just a one-time only deal. If I actually do things right, they will do repeat orders and they will actually tell their friends or family members to order from us again. And getting a referral is a lot easier. I'll take that every day than to do a cold call, going out there. Referral is the best.
It is. So before that referral, though, you were mostly cold marketing. And then, so after that referral, did you make a shift to change
I
the
would
strategy?
try to find out why and how I could get more referrals. What are things that I could do better and what are things that I can do right to prompt those people send me the referral. So I actually talked to myself about that inside my head.
Did you talk to your clients at all and get feedback from them too and make adjustments?
I actually do. From now, even with the promotional product, every single order, I follow up with the customer, not only to make sure that they're happy, and then it's my chance actually to get the referrals.
Oh my goodness, that's such an easy way to do it while you're making the sales. The perfect time. Perfect. What would you say your best habit as an entrepreneur is?
I'm always very consistent. I'm a person of routine. And then in the line of the business, in the CD and also the promotional product business, I am the most on-time person that everyone can expect. Because a lot of time, sometimes I work with a larger organization, like the momentum and my gung-ho on focusing on timelines, a lot of time is better than my client. So I am actually a good project manager. So I think my habit is keeping things on track and on time. And it's kind of required in my industry. And a lot of people don't think that being on time is a good thing nowadays.
All right. So give us a tip, a strategy to help us be on time more frequently. What kind of things can we do?
There are things that it's going to happen, it's going to do, or it's going to do, right, on a certain day. Then you have to plan for it. If you always say you're busy, then there's obviously something doing wrong. You can't be always be busy. So if you prioritize, and especially in my industry, it's seasonal, right? We all know where Christmas is. You all know where summer is. All the major holidays are. And you know that you're giving out gifts in my case. So why not plan it earlier than to call me 5 days before? So a lot of time when we talk about on time and time savings, if you actually plan ahead, they can save a lot of money too,
Good.
because people always talk about saving monies, but I know that deadline. So I call them 3 months ahead, so I know that you have that coming on every year. So I'm calling you now, letting you know there are a lot of options,
Oh, that's
but they
good.
don't listen until like maybe 2 weeks or maybe 2 days before. So that's not good.
So you anticipate some of the things they're going to need and reach out to them in advance and kind of give them a little hint, a reminder that they're going to be probably needing something from you soon.
Yeah, as a good salesperson in business
Yeah,
development, I know their cycle, I
that's good.
study them. So I know what their high seasons are and I know what their low seasons are. So I actually be proactive. But a lot of time, either they're not ready or they just not think about it at that moment.
Yeah, that's really awesome. All right, so talk to us about a marketing truth you wish more people knew. Well, a quick break before we get to that next answer, because I know that answer is going to be brilliant, which is why I chose this moment to interrupt. If you love what you're seeing and you want to run your business off of warm marketing referrals, visit our website, livelocalwarmmarketing.com. It's got valuable resources, office hours, memberships, the book, an array of resources to help you get rid of cold calls, cold leads, door knocking, and run a business you can be proud of through referrals and warm marketing. Now, back to the show.
To know their customer. A lot of people, like the example that I give you, how well do you know your customer? A lot of time, again, going back to the bigger company, I know more about their brand color, their marketing, better than some of the associates that they have. A lot of time they will move on
Crazy.
and the company will actually reach out to me. We lost our company's high res logo. Like, I know that you have it. Then can you share it back to us? I don't mind doing that because I'm becoming a resource instead of a vendor. Then I become a partner. So think about everyone unfortunately can be replaceable, but then if you become a partner and you become the first call that your customer
It's
will
good.
act on if they're in a crisis, then you're doing something right. So every time when I see a client, I'll see how can I fit in to become more than a vendor, to become someone that they relied on, even though I might not have the answer for them on the particular problem. And I could refer out, again, going back to
Yeah.
the referral, I am not able to solve the problem, but I know this person can probably help you. So you become the first call from your client's problem. So I think positioning your company, whatever that industry you're in, will be the key to success.
Do you, once you bring on a client, do you like do background research, like look at their social media, look at their business, like look at their LinkedIn profiles? Do you do all that kind of research and kind of take notes for yourself, or how do you do it?
Yeah, for the research, definitely go into that. And I especially love to know more about my contact itself because a lot of time, I work with a lot of marketing department with promotional product, but then I actually don't talk to the, CMO or the higher up. I actually talk to the associates who are normally in charge of buying the product that I do. So I understand their pain because a lot of time, they have a big corporate marketing meeting and then buying promo item is the last thought that they drop it to the associates and then they're in pain trying to find that item. So if I'm the one that able to solve that problem, they look good and then I get a repeat order.
That's really good. That is amazing. That is amazing. I wish more people did that, to be honest with you. All right. So in your process and in your marketing, when you're working with clients, what things do you still hands-on do? What things do you pass off to a team or a VA, and why?
I would definitely do the referral check-in myself because
Okay.
a lot of time people, we talked about it, right? People actually don't do that. They move on to another leads. They always want leads coming in. But think about that. It's a lot more costly to bring in more leads than to nurture your existing clients because they already know who you are. They already
Yeah.
trust you, hopefully, right? And then if you know them well, you know the cycle. You know when they're going to need it. You know when they go to trade show, give gifts. In my case, then the better you know about your client, the better you know. What I do find out, and with the dawn of the AI, a lot of the administrative tasks can actually be sub away. And then a lot of time when you do the redundancy work, sometimes you get, I think the best will be if you get a bunch of leads coming in, how do I format it? How do I categorize it? So my AI agent can actually do a really, really decent job to focus and do on the service research, I would say. Then,
That's
if
good.
I want to say I want to go to the medical industry, I want to go to the entertainment industry, they could filter down a lot faster than what I could do wasting my time online and then go on Facebook or LinkedIn or, I being not focused. Like it's fast too, and it could separate
Mhm.
all the leads generation that you need, so you could then filter down to see who to reach out to. So I think that is actually a game changer for me.
That's absolutely. So, what do you use? Do you use like a CRM or a calendar? Like, what do you use to keep track of all this stuff? Because that's a lot of information to stay organized.
Yeah, I use HubSpot and then I linked
Okay.
it to Google Calendar. And then for HubSpot as a CRM, I actually put, if I know that they always do a summer show, they always do a holiday show. So I actually mark the date. So 3 months, like I was telling you before, I would do a call and I'll actually do a sequence to follow up.
Mm.
Because if I don't reach out to them sometimes in 6 months, nowadays, like people bounce around from jobs a lot. So maybe my contact already move on. So maybe I lost the contact. So I actually need to know before that actually happened. Because if it is 2 weeks before I find out that my contact is not with the company, then, something's not going to be right.
You got to change stuff up. That's good. Let's talk about budgeting. So, in the very beginning, you said you were doing cold stuff, and then you started getting referrals, and now you're most referrals, I imagine. Talk to us about the difference in those budgets. What's a budget for that cold lead in the beginning look like? And now that you're running stuff on referrals, how does that budget look for you for marketing costs?
It's time. And I think, what we also should touch on is know who your clients are. A lot of time
Hmm.
when we all have limited budget. We don't have massive budget. And even for those big companies with massive budget, they don't target for everyone because a lot of time entrepreneurs, small business owner, they wanted to target everybody. I'm a restaurant, everyone have to eat. I am an insurance company, everyone need insurance, right? So, but within those group, there are people, think about this. If you haven't have an ideal client already, mark out who your ideal clients are. And once you
Yeah.
know who they are, ask yourself, where can I find these people? Are they online? Are they at the golf course? Or do they only read, social media ads? Then you can actually determine, what kind of budget you need to allocate. Because if they're all online, then that's where you're going to be. If they're only available at the golf course, sign up for a golf membership. Chances are, you'll be surprised and you can actually answer that question yourself. Everyone is different. For me, I do a lot of networking in industry
Mm,
I know that I don't
got
see
it.
my competitor because in our industry, you think about, the big company doing a lot of trade show, entertainment company, one of my targets actually contractors, the big
Mm.
contractor who has a
Oh
lot of
yeah, that makes
employees
sense.
that could buy
Yeah.
from me. Not a lot of people in my industry target them. So I actually throw myself into networking with them. They're happy to see me because they haven't had a person like me to talk to them. So think about where your ideal clients are, where can you be, and then that's how you allocate your budget.
That's good. That's great advice. What processes, what strategies don't you do anymore? It doesn't work. Throw it away. Don't bother.
Going to target everybody because I know I'm
Yeah.
leaving someone out if I'm being niche focused. What about insurance company? What about real estate? What about tech company? So at one time, ask yourself with the resources and budget that you have, how many different market or sector can you actually touch on? If you're being everywhere at every time, then you're not
You're
focused.
tired.
So your messaging you
Yeah.
you kind of change your messaging. I know, right? For a little bit, depending on the industry, but you don't want to be on a lot of places at a lot of time because if you're focused, if you can actually become the go-to expert in your industry, people will pay more to buy from the
Mm.
expert. Think about that. Like if we go on to, let's say, buy a mattress, buy a car or buy a watch, for example, you want to look for the expert advice, right? And then the expert, what do they do at the end? They usually drop a link and you can go there, click, and you can actually buy that product. So can you become the expert in the industry before you go on to other sector? Ask yourself like that, review your social media profile. If you are a prospect
Yep.
who know nothing about your industry, if they see your presence on blog, social media, your video, are you showing up as the expert of what they're try to consume? Ask yourself that.
You are very organized. It's obvious. You're staying on top of things, your CRM. How much of that is reflected in your media, your content? Do you talk about the fact that you're very organized and that's one of your strengths and you do that a lot in your marketing?
I try to, and I think by doing
Okay.
as an example, people know because I seem to get all the calls when people look for a rush job. So
So they know somebody's going to be taking care of them. And that's got, I felt that as you talked, I'm more and more, I'm like, that's got to be a huge part of your marketing
it's
is how
stressful, but
organized you are.
then they know that when we say we can do it, then we can actually deliver.
Yep. Being that guy. All right. So let's talk about this. Being the person that's doing all the things all the time. How do you avoid being overworked, burnout? Do you do things to kind of stop and relax, reflect, things of that nature?
It's a work-life balance thing. It's a topic that keeps going on my mind.
Yeah.
Yeah, I learned how to turn off and when it's not business hour, especially if you're a small business owner starting out, everything is on you. Everything, answering calls, answering emails. Sometimes you have to do accounting, you have to do everything,
Yeah.
and then it's just no stop. If you don't walk away sometime and reflect on things that you enjoy doing, then you're definitely going to be burned out, and then you start sounding grumpy. You look mad all the time.
Yes. Yeah,
So
that's right.
I try to do things that I enjoy, doing when I'm getting off time, and then if I'm actually on vacation, I'm actually on vacation. I know it's kind of hard to do in the beginning,
It is
but you
sometimes.
you have to schedule off what we call me time, right? It's all about
Yep.
you. Then focus on yourself, answering your question. Do something enjoyable that you want to do.
Is that so when you find yourself getting a little bit down, a little bit grumpy, a little bit like shorts, is that when you like self-reflection, you know it's time to take a break? You like moderate it yourself, or how do you usually do that?
I can see it because a lot of time one of my biggest mistakes in the beginnings is I really stand by my work, and if
Yeah.
people want to point out, people have their feedback, they have their own concern, right? When they point it out to me, I get upset. So over the year, I still get upset. So, but when I reflect on it, I might win the argument, but I'm losing a customer. So what it is
Mm,
right now, instead of me
yes.
talking back, I have a sign. You don't see it on my computer monitor. It said let the client talk, because I feel that if the client talk to me about the concern, or maybe they just want me to ship it in a different box, whatever that might be. If I could change that within my ability, or even if I have to pay maybe 5% more to fix that problem, I'll actually fix it. Doing that,
Yep.
people actually will appreciate. Think about how many companies that you call every day, big and small. When you voice your concern, they don't do nothing about it. You'll be on call for
Hmm.
2 hours, but then at the end, nothing gets solved. What if someone can just maybe turn little things that you like to your uh, the way that you like, and you have CRM. You can see this customer can only receive boxes from Tuesday to Thursday, or this customer only want me to text them or want me to call them, whatever
Yep.
that might be. And then you cater to the way that they like to communicate. So I think by me just shifting to what they like to do, really small, but then I'm actually getting more customers saying, "Oh, you get me. You really get
Yeah.
what I'm trying to do."
Get me.
But it's
That's
just,
awesome.
it's my CRM. I looked at it and okay,
Yep.
they want to be called. They don't want to be called only text, and that's what I'm doing.
Yeah, that's awesome. So much great advice here. Being organized, staying on top of things, clients first. You gave us so many great ideas. We appreciate that. So we're gonna have you do the outro. Let's talk about your business, and then how can people get a hold of you?
Thank you. The
Yeah.
name of my business is Garuda Promo and Branding Solution. We're in the promotional product business. So what we can do is we try to make customer to become a brand ambassador for your event. A lot of time, especially in the B2B space and with digital marketing, how many email have you received today that you have to delete and it's spam?
Mm,
And then if you're a
yep.
business owner, how many spam call have you received? There are robocall every single day. So
Yeah.
we get so overwhelmed with the dawn of AI. We have so many sequence coming to us, and they're written by AI. So why don't you take a break from that? I think promotional product, I'm not saying that it's going to solve all the problem, but it's another touch point that you could
Yes.
actually remind people, that you exist. And people love to be associated with brand that they like, know, and trust. And then a promotional product can actually be a good way to break the cycle. So instead of you cold calling your most VIP, if you identify that list, you can send them actually a gift with your messaging behind your company before you actually reach out to them. From what we have done for the past couple of years, the chances of our client getting access to them is a lot higher because there's something to look onto. You're not just another robocall or AI email sequence that are trying to reach out to them. And love to talk more. I could go on for another 2 hours for that, but I'm not going to do it.
Passionate. You're definitely passionate.
If you want to learn more about it, visit our website at garudapromo.com. I love networking. You can find me on LinkedIn. Just search for Swire Ho, hashtag the promo guy.
That's awesome. Yeah, that's such a great point. Having the products and then making the call after the product arrives. That's such a great way to make an impact. Thank you for all your brilliant ideas. Some of these I'm definitely going to start using. And make sure you go to his website, check him out, go to his LinkedIn, see all his advice. Sir, we appreciate your time today. You're a wonderful
Thank you,
guest.
Billy.
Thank you.
Thank you.